Welcome back. This is your boy HT3, bringing you God in Trouble. Today, I got another great topic, the Hebrew bloodline. Hebrew bloodline. That bloodline is very special. It's a great bloodline and a very exclusive bloodline. Seems like everybody want to be a lost tribe. Everybody want a piece of the Hebrew bloodline. But I always say, go back to the Bible. I'm not worried about the author of Hebrews and Negroes. I ain't worried about what he said. I'm worried about what God said. Now, when you open that Bible, especially in the Old Testament, the way it all goes down, you will see that Abraham himself, Abraham was the father of the Hebrew nation. And he was not a Hebrew. He was not. Isaac was part of that gene as well. But Isaac was not a Hebrew. Now, Rebecca, her two sons, I believe they was like wrestling in the womb or something like that. And God told Rebecca, your two sons are two peoples. They are two nations. Which means her two sons were two different races. Jacob and Esau were two different races of people. Guess what? They both were new bloodlines. Now, I don't know what Esau was, but I know Jacob. Jacob was the first Hebrew. Like I said, a very special bloodline. A bloodline of priests, prophets, and kings. Let me say it again. Jacob was the first Hebrew. A bloodline, a very special bloodline that was going to bring prophets, priests, and kings. And the Messiah was going to come through this bloodline and satisfy all three offices. Christ was the only one that was ever a prophet, a priest, and a king in one. So let's get into it. The Egyptians, they didn't have no prophets. You know why they weren't no prophets? Because they wasn't a Hebrew. See, in the Old Testament, only a Hebrew can be a prophet. So all these people from Africa, all these people from Kush, all these people from Ethiopia, and all them surrounding areas, they didn't have any prophets because they were not Hebrews. They were not Hebrews. And God wanted to use the Hebrews first, but he still loved everybody else. God always cared for all of the Gentiles, but he wanted to start with the Hebrews first. So God created this new bloodline inside of Rebecca, Jacob, which he turned his name to Israel. He started this new bloodline. And these were gonna be his chosen people. So everybody from Abraham on up, they were not Hebrews. And it's time for the black people in America. Swallow your pride. Y'all know doggone well y'all ancestors was Africans. You know you came from West Africa. Come on now. You know your people came from Ghana. You know your people came from Nigeria. You know your people came from the Senegal. You know your people came from the Ivory Coast. Benin. You know your people came from West Africa, from the Atlantic slave trade. Come on now. And we know that the Hebrew people, we know that God allowed them to take over Canaan and turn the land into Israel. And we know that the Hebrew and the Egyptians are totally two different people. Now, the Egyptians, they had their priests. They had priests, but they were ungodly priests. They probably practiced voodoo, witchcraft, black magic, and everything else. They were ungodly priests. Now the priests under Israel, you know about the temple, the animal sacrifice, the teaching of the laws. Now, I just gave you the bloodline. Everything from Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel, they were the Hebrews. And when none of the 12 tribes, none of them was from Africa. Absolute none of them. You know about Isaac and his 2 wives. His 2 wives weren't even from Africa. So why y'all want this Hebrew bloodline so bad? So y'all can feel special. Like I said in another video, was no such thing as black during ancient times. It was all about tribes. That tribe was your race. Your tribe was your identity. And was no such thing as no black Hebrew. Whether race or religion, was no race or religion called black Hebrews. Tell me why whenever the Bible mentioned a person from Africa, it never say they are a Hebrew. Even the people from Africa who joined the Pentecost when Peter and them first spoke in tongues. There was plenty of people from Africa there. The Bible didn't say none of them was Hebrew. The guy who helped Jesus carry the cross, the Bible acknowledged that this man was an African. But the Bible didn't say that he was a Hebrew too. The Bible never said a person from Africa was a Hebrew. It never said that. And this has been your boy HT3, bringing you God and Travel. Peace out.